Sandra. Remember, I told you that I was going to record a video for today's class. Remember that the first unit that we are going to see in this class is the Unit 5E, about the Module 5, Unit E, Be the Change. In this class today, we have some vocabulary about life changes. And let's see. Number 1, win a scholarship to a top university. Number 2, move into a camper in the countryside. Number 3, adopt a child from abroad. Number 4, start my own business. Number 5, set up a charity. Number 6, grow my own food. And number 7, have cosmetic surgery. Using this vocabulary and expressions, now we are going to express if we would like to do this activity or not. For that activity, we are going to use would like or would not like. In a positive manner, we say, I'd like to or I'd love to. Also, we are going to use other vocabulary like satisfying, exciting, difficult, challenging, tiring, scary, and risky. Let's see an example. I love to set up a charity to help other people. It will feel very satisfying. Or, I wouldn't like to have cosmetic surgery. It's too scary. In this case, the last sentence is in the negative form. I repeat, I wouldn't like to have cosmetic surgery. It's too scary. Now, I recommend you to use the vocabulary I already mentioned to create your own sentences. Also, in this page, we have the life of Liz Murray, Mark Boyle, and Narayanan Krishnan. They changed their life for good. What about you? Do you consider this is good? What do you know about these people? Do you know something about Liz Murray? Do you know something about Mark Boyle? Do you know something about Narayanan Krishnan? Let's see the book. I'm going to share with you the material that we are going to use in this class. Let's see. Look, here we have the vocabulary I've been talking to you about. Let's see. Remember that here we have the listening. These are the reading also and listening. I strongly recommend you to read every day. Don't forget, we have to read every day. But initially, I recommend you to read these parts. All right? Let's see. Be the change. Practice this reading to have a better comprehension. All right. After the reading, we have some vocabulary words. An example. Share the stage.
Share the stage.
Homeless.
Homeless. Drug addict. Shelter. Dedication. Determination. Win. Scholarship. Reach one's goal. Social issue. Passionate. Throw away. Solar panel. Homegrown. Profit. Community. Award-winning. Starving. Shave. Achieve.
As I always recommend you, please go through the vocabulary and practice it. Repeat it several times, more than once. What we have here, the comprehension of the text. Let's do it together, please. Also here we have the phrasal verbs. This is a phrasal verb match activity. Match the phrasal verbs in the bold in the text with the meaning below. Let's see. When we say installed, we can perfectly say put in. When we say give, it means hands out. When we say created, it means set up. When we say started living in, it means moved into. When you say change, that means turn around. When we say care of, that means look after. When we say started, that means take up. And when we say stopped doing, that means gave up. Okay, let's see. Put in, installed. Hands up, hands out, gives. Set up, created. Moved into, started living in. Turn around, change. Look after, care for. Take up, started. Gave up, stopped doing. After that, create sentences using the phrasal verb. Choose only two of them, those that you prefer. Repeating the activity, choose two of these phrasal verbs and create your own sentences. Those that you consider are the most difficult for you, because that is an opportunity for you to get the phrasal verb, look for the meaning, and create your own sentences. I would like to see them in the next day of class. Here we have other activities using the vocabulary we have checked before. Writing. Who do you admire the most? Liz, Mark, or Narayanan? Express your text. Here you have an example. Please read the example in order you can have an idea on how you create your own text. After we finish with this unit 5E, we go ahead with the unit 5F, which is about appearance. Vocabulary of appearance and character is the activity 1. Listen to this. Here we have some vocabulary about the special features or details that you have in your face or in your body that are the particularities from you, from a person. Also, we have vocabulary about the face, vocabulary about hair, vocabulary about build, vocabulary about age and height. Please, I recommend you to practice this vocabulary. In the activity 1B, it says, describe the people in the picture. Which person are you going to describe? Imagine that you choose to describe Brian like it is in the example. Listen. Listen to Brian's description.
Brian is well built and probably of medium height. He's in his mid-30s and has pale skin. He has short, dark hair, brown eyes, pierced ears, a beard, and a mustache. He has lots of tattoos on his arms, too.
Do you like it? Okay, I recommend you to choose one of the other character and describe them. Please. This is your assignation in this unit 5F. After that, we have here some character adjectives and their definition. Let's talk about the differences of this adjective. Appearance, and here we have adjective to describe appearance. But here we have adjective to describe character. When we say character, that means the personality people have, how they behave, how they act in their day after day. That is what we call the personality or the character adjectives. Listen.
An honest person always tells the truth.
Number 2.
A selfish person only cares about himself or herself.
3.
A patient person doesn't mind waiting.
4.
A rude person is impolite and doesn't have good manners.
5.
An outgoing person likes meeting and talking to people.
Number 6.
A lazy person doesn't want to work.
Number 7.
A cheerful person is always happy.
Number 8.
A popular person is liked by many people.
Number 9.
A generous person is always giving people things.
Number 10.
A shy person feels nervous around others.
Here we have other activities. Let's see. Talk about your friends and family members. What we have here is a short conversation that we can perfectly do in our classroom. We are going to do this activity in the classroom the next day of class. Here. Here you will hear an interview with a person called Leslie about body image. Let's see. Listen to Leslie. Listen.
Hello, Leslie, and welcome to the show. Can you tell our listeners what you do exactly?
Yes, of course, Mike. I'm a youth worker and I visit schools to talk to groups of students about improving their body image. You see, as teenagers' bodies change, so can the way they see themselves. Because of this, many teens believe that they would be happier if they were thinner, taller, or shorter, or if they had curly hair, a smaller nose, longer legs. The list goes on.
And it's really important to have a good body image, isn't it?
Yes, it really is, because feeling good about yourself often affects the way you act. A person with a good self image makes friends more easily, recognizes their mistakes and learns from them, and generally enjoys their life more.
Of course. Young people often compare themselves to others, don't they? Like to their friends and even to celebrities on TV.
Yes, that's right. One of the first things I say to the teens I speak to is that they mustn't do this because everyone is different. Instead, I tell them to think about what they can change about themselves and what they can't. You can't change your height or your shoe size, for example, so there's no point worrying about things like that. Then, if there are things you want to change about yourself, like wanting to lose some weight or become healthier, you should take small steps every day to reach your goals.
Thanks, Leslie. Do you have any other advice to give before you go?
Yes, most people wish they could change something about themselves, but sometimes poor body image can become a very big problem, and a teenager can become very depressed. If this happens, you must talk to a parent, a teacher, or an adult you trust, or even call a teen helpline. Remember that adults were all teens once, and they probably know exactly how you feel.
Thank you very much for coming on the show, Leslie.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure to be here.
All right. Did you understand? Maybe not. Maybe you have to listen to this again and again and again. Maybe two, three, or five times, but it doesn't matter. Remember that if you want to gain in this situation, in this language, you have to practice several times. That's okay? And here we finish with the unit 5F. Then let's see now the following activity. In the following activity, we are going to see other parts. Let's see. What other part we are going to see? 5G. In the 5G, which is the unit 5G, is talking about writing. 5G is talking about writing. Let's see what we have in the writing. In the writing is a for and against essay. Is it a good idea to have a cosmetic surgery? What do you think? Here we have the writing tips. Please pay attention to the writing tips. In the first part, what do you have to put in the paragraph number 1? In paragraph number 1, that is the introduction, we introduce the topic. Check. These days, I'm reading here, these days, more and more people are thinking of having plastic surgery to improve their appearance. Some people believe it's okay if this makes them feel better about themselves, but others think it is very worrying. This is the introduction, paragraph number 1. In the other paragraphs, we have the main body. The main body here is 2 paragraphs, without a doubt. And you continue here reading this part. The second paragraph that corresponds to the main body says, on the other hand, there are a number of disadvantages to plastic surgery for purely cosmetic reasons. What was the first paragraph about? Introduction. The second paragraph is part of the main body. And in the second paragraph is presenting the advantages to having plastic surgery to improve our appearance. Paragraph number 3, the disadvantages to plastic surgery. Paragraph number 4, here we have the conclusion. All in all, there are both advantages and disadvantages to people having plastic surgery. In my opinion, people should have counseling before they decide to go under the knife. What does mean decide to go under the knife? Means decide to have a cosmetic surgery. Okay, let's see some linking words or phrases that we need to know at this level. Remember, we are in level 7 to 9, and the level 7 to 9 students have to know how to substitute the expressions or the linking phrases like all in all, or in my opinion, or um, firstly, or initially. An example. Let's see. Um, to say I think, you can perfectly say I believe. Or you can perfectly say to me, in my opinion, I think. These are different forms to say I think. After that, when you want to add other points in your paragraph, you can use firstly, or secondly, or in the first place, or to start with. When you want to finish, when you want to finish the text, the whole letter, the whole writing, and you want to express your conclusions, you can perfectly use, like you see here, all in all. But you can also say, finally, you can say, to conclude, or lastly. When you want to show contrast, you can say, on the other hand, like here in the paragraph number 3, because it's presenting the disadvantages of plastic surgery. But, or however, or still, etc. Let's see here other things that we have to know in this unit, like the vocabulary. Let's see, scar.
Scar.
What do you think is a scar? A scar is a mark on the skin. Did you see the movie Scarface?
Boost.
Boost is a verb. You use boost, or the definition is to make something larger or better, to increase. Do you remember this um, apparatus, I can say, or yes, I can say an apparatus that you used for recharging your battery? Usually people call them a booster. That is a boost to increase the capacity of your battery or the battery of your vehicle, your car.
Defect.
A defect, something that is wrong or missing, something that is not as expected. Has a defect. When a person has a physical defect, when they are at the moment of the birth, usually they can go under under the knife, or they can go for a plastic surgery, and they are recommended in those cases.
Addictive.
Addictive. Being so enjoyable that one can stop doing it. You know what means addictive? Also, you can say that drinking coffee is an addiction. For me, eating candies or eating sweets is addictive because I love sweets and I love candies. Addictive.
Obsessed.
Obsessed is an adjective. The definition, thinking about something all the time. Believe me, I really feel obsessed when I think about coffee. I love coffee.
Counseling.
Counseling is a noun, is an advice from a psychologist or a therapist. And it's is a good word that we use, or is a good action that people should uh, practice when they are in need of an advice. You can perfectly go to a therapist or a psychologist for counseling, for some counseling when you have special needs. Let's see here. Remember, the text is, the topic that we are seeing here is it a good idea to have cosmetic surgery? Now, in this activity, we have special parts. Find the topic sentence in the main body paragraphs. What do you think is the topic center? What is it? Let's see. Topic center. The center that becomes the topic, that may become the topic in a paragraph. Without a doubt, there are some advantages to having plastic surgery to improve your appearance. This is the topic center of paragraph 1. Paragraph 2. In the paragraph 3, we have another topic sentence. On the other hand, there are a number of disadvantages to plastic surgery for purely cosmetic reasons. This is the topic center of paragraph 3. After that, we can suggest. Remember making suggestions in paragraph in the unit 4? Let's see. Now, in this unit, in this module, we are going to see some suggestions. Let's see the appropriate ones. There are certainly some benefits to having plastic surgery to improve your appearance. Another one is, nevertheless, there are also a number of arguments against having plastic surgery for purely cosmetic reasons. Do you see? Everything is marked here. You see marked here the topic sentences and the order that we suggest. Good. Very good. I hope all of you understand that part. And here what we have here is the highlighted linkers. Listen. In my opinion, to introduce an idea, to introduce your opinion, to say like, I think that, da. I think that English is a very good and beautiful language to show contrast. Well, on the other hand, Spanish, in my personal opinion, is much more interesting language and is also easier to learn. That is, on the other hand, to add or to list points, remember, firstly, secondly, to begin with, in addition. To conclude, all in all, finally, these are other forms to say a conclusion, to express, to start your conclusion. And here, what we have here is the opportunity to do our own essay, our own writing, expressing advantages and disadvantages. Listen to this. Here you have the whole text. Let's see. What are the arguments? These are the arguments, the advantages and the disadvantages. And here you have the examples and the justifications. Look, keeps you motivated, conditions you stay focused, you give up quickly, don't get the nutrients you need to stay healthy. Here you have a short video given by Prime Time. Here, at the end of this unit, we have the opportunity to create our own writing. Remember, in the paragraph 1, introduction to the topic. Paragraph 2, express the advantages and examples and justifications. Paragraph 3, express acá the disadvantages and examples and justifications. In the paragraph 4, you conclude, you summarize the topic and express your opinion. Remember to use the vocabulary recommended, that is in parentheses. Now we finish with this part. After that, we have the Unit 5H about science. In the Unit 5H, we talk about science, like cough. Listen to the vocabulary.
Cough,
Again, listen again.
cough,
Cough.
hiccup,
Hiccup. Do you know hiccup? Understand that word?
hiccup,
Hiccup. Hiccup.
hiccup,
Yawn.
yawn,
Yawn.
yawn,
I feel sleepy. Yawn.
yawn,
Sneeze.
sneeze,
Sneeze.
sneeze,
Hmm? And the other one is some Valentine's Day.
blush,
You blush.
blush,
When you see somebody that you love, you blush.
blush,
Your face becomes red. And the other one,
snore, snore, snore.
everybody understand? Hope you do. And here we have some definitions for some of them. For example, blush.
We blush when the body releases adrenaline, which increases the blood flow. It usually happens when we are embarrassed.
Listen again.
We blush when the body releases adrenaline, which increases the blood flow. It usually happens when we are embarrassed.
Do you understand? Hope you do. Remember, we click here, everyone.
We yawn when we are tired to get more oxygen into the blood.
Next.
We snore when we are asleep and air can't move through our mouth and nose freely.
Next.
We sneeze when something irritates the inside of our nose.
Next.
We hiccup when something irritates the diaphragm muscle.
Next.
We cough to clear our airways of irritation.
Listen again, everyone.
We blush when the body releases adrenaline, which increases the blood flow. It usually happens when we are embarrassed.
Next.
We yawn when we are tired to get more oxygen into the blood.
Next.
We hiccup when something irritates the diaphragm muscle.
Next.
We cough to clear our airways of irritation.
Next.
We hiccup when something irritates the diaphragm muscle.
Next.
We sneeze when something irritates the inside of our nose.
Next.
We snore when we are asleep and air can't move through our mouth and nose freely.
Okay. Here we have some definitions. This is the part that we have to do. Okay. Here we have some definitions. Hope that all of you can understand because we have definitions and samples of each one. And finally, we talk about meanings, the words and their meanings. But these words are not the same we have seen in the previous activity. Here we are talking about alert. We are talking about contagious. We talk about self-conscious. We talk about jerky. We talk about vibrate. Become aware and irritates. Know about, become aware. Shape, vibrate, awake, alert, sudden and fast, jerky, infectious, contagious, bothers, irritates, uncomfortable around others, self-conscious. Guys, now this is the activity 4. You will write a short paragraph, 3 lines, telling your partner one thing you remember about each of the reflect actions on the text. Here you have an example. Listen.
Yawning increases the heart rate. We close our vocal cords when we cough. Babies don't blush. The muscle below our lungs is the diaphragm. A sneeze can be up to 100 miles per hour. 45% of men snore regularly.
Listen again and repeat, please.
Yawning increases the heart rate. We close our vocal cords when we cough. Babies don't blush. The muscle below our lungs is the diaphragm. A sneeze can be up to 100 miles per hour. 45% of men snore regularly.
Number 1, yawning increases the heart rate. Number 2, we close our vocal cords when we cough. Number 3, babies don't blush. Number 4, the muscle below our lungs is the diaphragm. Number 5, a sneeze can be up to 100 miles per hour. And the last one is 45% of men snore regularly. 45% of men snore regularly. Snore. Hmm? Hope all of you can understand and repeat. The last activity, find out more interesting facts about these reflect actions. You can use other textbooks, encyclopedias, or internet. Please use internet. Present your facts to the class our next day. And this is the end of our class today. Remember, I'm not going to be with you the next day, and for that reason, I have recorded this video. Hope all of you like it, enjoy, and get advantage of this. Goodbye.